What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Cosmic Wonder. Daredevil Born Again is right around the corner, coming out March 4th. It is 1 week and a day away, although it probably is going to come out at 12 a.m., so we are basically a week away from it right now. And tonight was the Daredevil Born Again series premiere in New York City, which is obviously very fitting for Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen, New York City. But most importantly, the embargo for the show lifted tonight. So for all of those people who have seen Daredevil Born Again episodes 1 and 2 is what I believe they showed. Those people can now talk about their initial reactions of what they think of the show. So we'll dive into what people are saying about Daredevil Born Again. Also, the interviews for Daredevil Born Again with many different outlets have come out, and we're getting a lot of info, not just about Daredevil Born Again, but other MCU projects and characters as well. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest Marvel news, rumors, and leaks, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll start off with Eric Davis of Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes. He says, Marvel's Daredevil Born Again comes out of the gate hot. Among the strongest starts for a Marvel Studios TV show to date, in my opinion. The first 2 episodes are terrific, setting up a story that is part court procedural and part all-out brawling. There's a fight in episode 1 that is all done in one shot with a wild ending. Really kicks off the series in a memorable way. Honestly reminds me a bit of the Penguin in terms of a city in chaos and a larger-than-life gangster trying to rule all. Similar vibes, but the fights in Daredevil are already next level. This show might have some of the best brawls we've seen from the MCU. I'm instantly hooked and can't wait to see where it goes from here. So right away, I've heard the same thing about the first 2 episodes. I've heard that there's just a ton of action, and that one-shot scene is supposed to be kind of like that epic hallway scene that we got from the Netflix Daredevil series. They heard the fans all loved that scene, so they decided to give us another one. Give the fans what they want in a way that works. That's what it's all about. And I gotta say, the first reviews, usually when a show is kind of bad, a show or a movie is kind of bad, people kind of light talk around it and they say kind of nice things, but say it just wasn't fully there. But when a show is great, this is how people talk about it. But let's continue. The account Daredevil Updates got to watch the first 2 episodes, and they said, we watched the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and guys, we are in for a treat, all caps. The show recaptures what made the original series so special, but also takes it in a different direction. The tone and grit is authentic to the original show, and the writing never feels too dissimilar. The action feels sharper and better than the Netflix series. Rayan, editor-in-chief of Cinegeek News and writer for the Illuminati, said this: Daredevil Born Again will shake you to your core right from the start. Very effectively putting you in Matt's crumbled mind space for the season. Shows you what you loved about Daredevil, then takes you to an intriguing new place in their lives we haven't explored yet. Daredevil is a worthy successor, nails what made the original work while moving these characters forward in shocking ways. The grounded tone and grit is there, and the writing is as great as before. The action even larger and sharper. Traumatized, overjoyed, love it. Now, I don't like hearing traumatized in there because a lot of the fandom right now thinks that either Karen Page or Foggy Nelson might die in this series. Maybe even both. Who knows? So I don't like hearing that, but at the same time, I do love that all of these reviews so far have pretty much said that the action is incredible and the character stories kind of go further than we've seen before, which I really, really love. In fact, Daredevil on Netflix perhaps is the best action that we get when it comes to grounded street level action sequences, and just based off of the trailers that we've seen and now these reactions, I can tell that it is not going to disappoint with Daredevil Born Again. Now going over to Brandon Davis, he says Daredevil Born Again comes out swinging, in all caps. It's a true continuation of the Netflix series. Cox and D'Onofrio haven't missed a beat. Some VFX moments are a weak spot. It kicks ass, moves quickly, and takes no prisoners. Really solid first 2 episodes, really enjoyed and want to see more. So this is our first, I'm not going to say negative comment, but first comment that wasn't just kind of soaring through the roof as far as excitement goes. Clearly he is excited. He says it comes out swinging, and it's great to hear that it truly is a continuation of the Netflix series because Marvel Studios didn't plan that originally. Then they decided that that's what they needed to do, and they changed the script. So good for them, but it's really disheartening hearing about the VFX. It seems like something Marvel Studios just hasn't been able to land recently for whatever reason. But we'll have to wait and see for ourselves. Next one is coming from the critic Brandon Norwood, who says, saw the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again, and it pulls no punches. Some bold choices are made in the first 10 minutes that I hope this story lands, because if not, oh boy. Would love to see more street-level adult storytelling from Marvel. Daredevil Born Again. Now, this is actually one of the things that I am most excited for, the adult storytelling in Marvel, in the MCU. I do love the comedy aspects of the MCU. Thor Ragnarok is one of my favorite films from Marvel, but I do miss a certain seriousness that I feel we haven't felt in a decently long time. We kind of got a little bit of it again in Captain America Brave New World, but when we're talking about a very grounded street-level feeling of adultness and seriousness, it seems like Daredevil is the perfect project to do that. Eamon Jacobs of Business Insider and the host of Daredevil Cast says this: pleased to say Daredevil Born Again is brutally gripping and hurls a symphony of violence at the audience while perfectly capturing Daredevil's essence as if he never left our screens. It's not perfect with some awkward CGI, but it's a bloody delight. This is another interesting one because he very clearly likes what he saw, but the CGI was off for him as well. But talking about the violence again, it sounds like we really are in for some really good action scenes. I am curious to see what these CGI problems are that a few people have talked about now, but the great thing is nobody has said that it's bad or didn't meet their expectations yet. This one is from Big Gold Belt Media. They say, we are so back. Daredevil Born Again doubles down on the grit, brutality, and raw, bone-crunching action that made us fall in love with the devil of Hell's Kitchen. Every punch hits harder, every shadow runs deeper. This is Daredevil at his absolute best. You won't just be satisfied, you'll be blown away. Another outstanding review, and I've honestly searched for some ones that have said kind of less than stellar things about Daredevil Born Again, looking for possibly even some bad reviews. Haven't found any. Not as of now. POC Culture says, I've seen 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. It's a perfect blend of old and new. It combines the grit of the original with the flair of the MCU. Incredible bone-crunching action mixed with a focus on character development that makes Daredevil special. And for the last one from Nick Van Dinther, he states, although it doesn't feel exactly like Netflix's Daredevil, the premiere of the Disney edition maintains that maturity while telling a violent story in a new way. Forget any doubts Charlie Cox's She-Hulk appearance cast. This is the Matt Murdock we all wanted. So most of the reviews are overwhelmingly positive, which is fantastic. I feel like we haven't really had that for a while now. Even with the recent Captain America Brave New World reviews and reactions that came out, people said they liked it, but there were some problems with it. We haven't really heard anything about the problems with Daredevil besides the CGI and VFX, and it doesn't sound like it really ruins it for anybody. But it sounds like it's more of a noticeable flaw in something that is really great, which is the first 2 episodes. So this just makes me even more excited to see Daredevil Born Again. It's one of my most anticipated projects from Marvel Studios. The Netflix Daredevil series is one of my ultimate favorites. I think that's the same for a lot of people, and I hope this excites you all a lot more as well. Let me know how excited you are for Daredevil Born Again in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video, as it really does help, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Marvel news, rumors, or leaks. You can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.